So, so much of what I've been doing has been focused on this idea that for communication success, you really need to be thinking about your audience, and that an in-depth, deep understanding of their goals, their values, their frustrations, what they're trying to achieve, what they're actually interested in, having that at the forefront of your mind is at the core of what's going to make you a successful communicator. But one of the things that has come up in my thinking and conversations with other people is that this is really a much more universal lesson that applies to success in any field. And so one of the things that I'm seeing again and again is that people who want to move forward in any field are not thinking about their audience enough. And what I mean is this. So a lot of how we think about getting a job is I need to check certain boxes, or getting a promotion I need to check certain boxes. I need to prove that I've done things that involve management skills. I need to show that I have these credentials, and some of that can be necessary. But I think far more important and far less valued and understood is understanding the goals, needs, and frustrations of your audience, i.e. the people be hiring you, the people who will be promoting you. So just imagine, for example, that, you're going into an interview and in depth what is the top problems and frustrations of the person that you're interviewing with. You know that they feel overworked, that their boss is pestering them about XYZ metrics, and you come in and your whole conversation is about how you can help them overcome those frustrations. I can save you 20% of your time. I know how to get these metrics up to where they need to be. Versus somebody who comes in and says, I have this much experience. I've, went to this school. I've studied and gotten these educational credentials. You're in a different ballgame altogether. And so what I really want to encourage people to do is be thinking not just when they're communicating ideas, but throughout their career goals, who's my audience and what are they actually concerned with? What are they trying to achieve that I can help them achieve? And that is what really it means to create value, or that's part of what it means to create value. But create value is just this kind of concept that's thrown around. But a lot of what it really involves is, what does my audience want? What is its current state? What is its desired state? And how can I help bridge that gap? And, we've all experienced this, right? One of the ways that I notice it is, I'll get emails from time to time about people who are pitching guests for a podcast that I run. And 99 times out of 100, it's an intrusion, it's an interference, because they show no understanding of my podcast, my audience. And so it's basically saying, hey, give me something. But recently I had somebody who wrote in and they said, hey, I represent so-and-so. I think they'd be a good guest for these reasons. And they were perfect. It was totally aligned with what I'm doing in the podcast. And it was like they came in here and gave me resources. They helped me solve a problem, which is now I get to expose my audience to somebody they very likely never heard of, because I've never heard of them, but who's really speaking to the issues and concerns of my audience. Or you could think, when are the times when you've had somebody come in and solve your problems? And that's what you want to be. You want to be appearing before the people who you need to advance and be their problem solver, rather than the person who comes in with the quote perfect resume. And I think if you do that, it'll be really interesting to see what the results are. But one of the things you'll find is it's often you can take your 5-year plan and condense it down into a 6-month plan or less, because you can solve a problem faster than you can load up on resume items and check boxes. So give it a try. Let me know what the results are, and best luck as you pursue your goals.